What is a woman? Can you answer what is a woman? Why would people struggle to answer such a basic question as what is a woman? That's crazy. I mean, you don't know what a woman is? My response to Matt Walsh is, what is a woman video? First of all, street videos are one of the oldest tricks in the book, one of the oldest, most classic hustles in the book. You can make just about any group look stupid, just about anything, by going around and just asking, seemingly simple questions. Because a lot of things that people sort of know naturally or instinctively what they are, but ask them to actually give a formal definition and on camera, it's a whole different story. So I could literally do a video and make a ton of people look stupid with something as simple as asking people, what is time? Like, let me ask you that question. What is time? If I asked you that question, what would your answer be? So I just walk up to you on the street. Hey, do you know? Can you tell me what time is? Some people are gonna be like, oh, it's 3 o'clock. No, no, no. What is time? What do you mean? What is time? What does it mean? What is time? Um, uh, it's right. So again, try to answer that question, right? Again, it's easier you're at home relaxing watching this video. But if I walked up to you on the street, put a camera in your face, and I'm like, what is time? I think a ton of people would struggle with it. Um, I could go to a Trump event and ask them to define a lot of the words they use all the time, as people have done, and they'll just be like, "Oh." I could go to a liberal event and ask them to define, common words that they use all the time that they don't even understand what the words mean, um, or again, just something as simple as like, what is time? What is a father? What is life? Right? Now, obviously, not everyone's going to struggle with it, but for the purpose of entertainment value, and this is the hustle. You cut out the people that give an answer that doesn't get the effect you want, because the effect you want is to show how dumb people are, right? I'm an atheist. I want to show how dumb religious people are. I'm a religious person. I want to show how dumb atheists are. I'm a liberal. I want to show how dumb. You know what I mean? So if that's the goal, then you're going to just use people that give absurd answers. Also, another tactic is like Matt Walsh did. You're going to invite people or do interviews with people that you know have ridiculous positions, so they can help you to sort of push out the whatever it is you're trying to do. So, for example, if I wanna just do I want to go after conservatives, right? I want this anti-conservative piece. I'm not gonna just go talk to a normal conservative. No, I'm gonna go straight to like a Trump rally, right? I'm gonna look for mega MAGA people with like Trump tattoos, and they're gonna give me the craziest responses. You're gonna find QAnon people and all kinds of stuff, and I would just talk to, look for people that look crazy and pick them to ask questions, and then the ones that get the most ridiculous responses, I use just those. So it's just back to back. Look how dumb these Trump supporters are. Trump supporters are dumb. Look at how dumb they are, right? You could do the same thing, if I wanted to do an anti-liberal piece, do like what Matt Walsh did, he's interviewing a guy who's naked. You know what I mean? Like, that's like low-hanging fruit, right? So I would do it. I could go and do, maybe go to like some far left, not just far left, but I mean like those kind of, some of those protests that they used to have, like Black Lives Matter. Not saying that the Black Lives Matter protest itself will be ridiculous, but it'll definitely attract some really ridiculous people, just like Occupy Wall Street did. So I just go to a typical Black Lives Matter event in some place like Seattle, and then seek out the most radical crazies that are there. And you can tell by how they dress and how they be super animated, so it'll be easy to spot them. And I just go in and they would be like lemmings, just repeating stuff, so they don't even know what they're talking about. So it'd be very easy for me to make them look really stupid, right? So I would love to do a video demonstrating this. This would be like a documentary, a mini documentary, so I would need funding for it. So if you have any interest, let me know. I would love to do a response documentary. We can probably vote on like what the topic will be. I like what is time. The only problem is what is time. I think a lot of people will stumble on giving a definition on the spot, but I would like to make it as close to the what is the woman as possible. So I would like to connect it with some people saying ridiculous things. So not just like watching people get stomped on something like it's a basic question. You don't know what time is? Like, okay, that's fine. That would be a good parallel to his film. But what I'll be missing is the absurd beyond the why don't you know what this word means? I mean, I would have to do like what he did and seek out like extremists. So seek out maybe people who believe in time travel or something. Maybe well, not maybe. I know there's people out there who believe in time travel. Maybe people who believe that they're a time traveler, and I could go to them and ask them, and then just deadpan, you know, knowing that they're completely ridiculous or completely crazy. Everything they're going to say is going to be completely crazy, but just talk to them normal, like as if that's what he basically did. He just talked to them completely normal, like, so you're actually from 1935. Wow. So can you tell me what is it like in 1935? I think 1935 was an interesting time, and it's interesting reading about it. But you were actually there, so tell me, like, tell me how, like, what's your family like? What are your friends like? You know, what do you do on the weekends? Like, what do you do for fun? Um, tell me about it. What's 1935 like? I totally engage with them as if like it's like taking them seriously, but really, it's partially I'm trolling them, and otherwise sort of just opening the door and letting them walk through the door of showing the world how ridiculous they are. Um, but I'd love to do stuff like that, and I'm hoping I can get my house in order pretty soon. Because if so, I'm really eager to start doing some productions. I'd love to do. I actually have a background in broadcast, so I could definitely leverage that. I'd love to build a team, and you know, instead of just me speaking like this in a video like this, I would love to do something where it's documentary style, long form and things like that. But anyway, that is my response to what is a woman, and it's simply asking you, what is time? What is a father? What is a mother? What is a shoe? What is a hat? And then they say a hat is something you put on your head. Okay. Then put my jacket on my head. So is this a hat? I have this is on my head. Well, no, that's not what you normally wear a jacket with. Oh, so it's something that you wear on your head, but it's popular to do so. It's a thing that many people have to do it. Otherwise, it's not a hat, right? So what if I make my own hat? If I sew something together and it's kind of like round and it sits on my head, and I just wear it as a hat. I wear it for style or to keep the sun up. I mean, but I'm the only one wearing this type of hat because I designed it and I made it a little bit different. Like, is it a hat? Because you said the reason why the jacket is not a hat is because no one else is wearing this as a hat. They wear it as a jacket. But if that's the case, then if I make a hat, that's not the normal way. So therefore, no one else wears this as a hat. Then is it a hat? Right? You can have this like deep conversations about nonsense. I mean, that's what he did. He did. I have to say, he did a really good job. I mean, it's unfortunate that he is the savage and the greedy savage that he is, and doesn't really care about the harm that he's bringing to people. The people out there who are dealing with getting, violence and threats and being discriminated against, and he's helping to bring more of that to them. Some people are gonna, be suicidal. Ridiculous, dishonest people are gonna say, how are you gonna blame him for someone committing suicide? As if the world is black and white, right? As if someone commits suicide just because this one video, as opposed to the full context of all of the, just the rejection from society, which, videos like what he's putting out, Matt Walsh, certainly helps to add more of that rejection, which, again, at the end of that is suicides, depression, rejection. Not unlike how people like myself were treated not that long ago, right? All the people that are supporting Matt Walsh, I'm sure most of them would be supporting people back in the day who would say someone like me should be isolated from other people because of the skin color of my skin, right? They would say things like, we don't need this shoving these Negroes down our throats, right? If you want to be a Negro or you want to hang out with Negroes, you do that over there. But, this should be a white school. I want my kids to be just with other white kids. I don't want to have, my kids going to school and having to be seeing these Negroes, right? Same thing. There's no reason why the people who support Matt Walsh wouldn't, back in those days, support the segregation and sort of demonizing of people like me. This is the new sort of target group of people that are being discriminated against, right? ostracized and demonized. It is what it is. This is Baby Channel. Debate in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.